Thought I'd jump on a live. Lost the enthusiasm for videos, to be honest. Severe shadow banning just kind of makes it pointless, which I know sounds very defeatist. I'll get this thing sorted out, hang on. And yeah, if you succumb to the shadow banning, then they kind of won, haven't they? But it's difficult to have enthusiasm to do videos when they're getting 100 views, 150 views, where they were getting thousands. So yeah, bit of a downer on YouTube, I think, at the minute. And I've never really enjoyed doing videos. I know it is YouTube, that's what it's all about. But for me, I'd much rather do this. Much rather do live streams. Much rather do that. Because you can get some real world interaction with people and hopefully answer some questions that some of you might have. But let's start with the new Russian territory. I am now stood in it. This is our extra bit of land. Look at that. We've now got an orchard. Got a chuffing big garden, I know that. So we've been doing a bit of planting yesterday. This is, yeah, that's one of those. This also is something. Now, actually, I believe this is apricots. Please correct me if I'm wrong, someone. I'm going with maybe cherries or maybe peach. Don't know. I know that's a fig. It's looking a bit sorry for itself. Not sure if that's made it or not. That's another thing. Green bits on it. We like green, we're in green today. And this is, yeah, it's one of those as well, isn't it? Anyhow, been very busy fencing, and you know that that's my favourite thing in the world to do. But this is, like I say, our new territory. The cats love it. And we've still got this bit to do. Won't look too hard at that. It'll look a lot better when it's panelled. But this is the line where we used to be, our fence line. As you can see, right the way across there. So we've gained all of this. 125 square metres is what we've gained. Isabel, hi, hello. Which has made well, I've got to say, a significant difference to the garden. Huge. Well, certainly by UK standards. Not out here. Almost quite normal. But I think we've got the biggest plot of land on our development now with the purchase of this, which is kind of cool. And it feels kind of, it's kind of exciting. Now we put the fence up, it's like, oh, I'm getting keen. I'd like to do something with it. But, alas, we're selling, as some of you may know. We're selling the place, we want to sell, we want to move. But spring has turned up. This is our peach tree. And it's only a little tree. It's 7 feet high, I suppose. It's not a very big tree at all. But you won't believe how many peaches come off of this thing. I mean, we couldn't keep up with them last year. They were sort of ripening at different rates, and we just couldn't keep up with them. We were giving loads away. Absolutely laden. And this is our cherry tree, and the same with that. It just absolutely bonkers. This is one of the trees that we've inherited. So this was planted originally by the guy that lives there, these trees. And to be honest, there's too many of them all crammed into one space. And he's got a garden full of fruit trees as well. But when we found out that we were able to buy the land and it was going to be signed over to us, we said to the guy, if you want your trees, you know, we said to his son-in-law, if you want the trees, no problem at all, we understand. You're more than welcome to come and dig them up if you wish. But that was like 6 weeks ago, and yeah, hasn't bothered. And quite a few people have said, don't worry about it, they won't, you know, they've had them there for a long period of time. If he was worried about it, he would have come and got them. But most of them are well established, and if you try and dig them up, they're just going to be dead anyway. I mean, that for a start, I can climb up that one, so that won't be getting dug up anytime soon. But you know, I thought maybe some of the little ones, but even these little ones are well and truly in there. So yeah, so that's it. I kind of feel a little uneasy when you sort of take over a bit of land that somebody has been using for 10 years plus, I guess. But as everybody keeps pointing out to me, he had a choice, could have bought it himself. And ultimately, this is, or was, free land. You're not allowed to do this anyway. It's supposed to be empty. You're not allowed to cultivate or build on it or do anything with it, because it's not your land. It's kind of how it rolls. So yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. I've got to stop feeling a little guilty about it and just accept that things are different in Russia. But yeah, spring has definitely rocked up. So this is another cherry tree. So we've got cherry, apricot, cherry. What do you think this is? I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I'll just wander around and look at it. Wait for these flowery things to turn into eatable things. That's really when I show a lot of interest. Oh, wind blast. Sorry about the wind. Blimey. Yeah, it's a bit of a rubbish day today. A bit of greyness in the air. Not particularly cold. 12 degrees, I think, something like that. But anyhow, there we are. 125 square metres bolted onto the back of the house. Lots of opportunity to do all sorts of things. You know, at one point I thought you could probably put 3 log cabins across here, easily 3. You could probably put 4 across here, and have that as like a little rental income, you know, a bit of Airbnb kind of thing. No, that's not a patch of sunlight shining through. That's where I had the fence panel on it for a few days. And look at this damn thing. Regular viewers will know about this plum tree. Might as well call it a Terminator, because it just won't die. It's just insane, this thing. Look at it. How? It's been run over, it's been cut to death, it's been dug up several times. It's splitting, well, as you can see, pretty majorly. The digger did most of that damage when it knocked it over when they were digging a pool out. And despite absolutely brutalising it, chopping it to death, screwing in, you name it, it's had it. Like I say, it's been uprooted a couple of times. In fact, it was even on the patio for about a month. When we dug it up out the ground completely, well, it was ripped out of the ground, and I just picked it up and threw it on the patio. Thought I'll cut that up and throw it away. And it sat there, and yeah, it ended up going back in the ground. And look at the damn thing. Insane. Absolutely insane. The way stuff grows here. Yeah. The soil is, well, absolutely amazing. If you're a gardener, you would love this stuff. Anyhow, what type of trees are those? Sorry, Isabel, I'm a bit late with that. Yeah, we've got apricot. They're all fruit trees, I believe. I think one of them might be a berry. Maybe that's berries, or that one over there where the cat is, that might be berries, or maybe they're both berries, but everything else is a fruit tree. We do have 2 oresniks. Oh, better not say that word, get censored by YouTube. But yeah, these things, but they're horrible. They need to come out of the ground. They do a lot of damage. So yeah, they gotta go. Oh, the wind's picked up now. It's always the way, isn't it? When I haven't got a microphone plugged in. Sorry about that. Windy. Pension news. Good morning. Nice to see you are gaining new territory faster than the Russian army. Definitely not faster than the Russian army, mate. No way. Christ. They gain new territory on a daily basis. So, yeah. Despite Western media reporting, of course. Oh, it's a stalemate. Yeah. Line hasn't moved in months. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Funny, outside of Russia, that's the case. In Russia, where the line is, not so much the case. But we get a different kind of news to you lot. It's called truth. Isabel, it's hard to grow. Is it hard to grow? No, not here. We're in southern Russia. Quick description of where we are. People are used to this. So we're in southern Russia, just inland from the town of Anapa, which is a seaside resort. I'll get out the wind. Look, I've tied it up after myself. What a mess. That's it. Right, let's have a go at turning this around. Sort of. No, not that way. Well, that way. Something like that. There we go. Working a gimbal, and it's working in mirror of what I think it is. Yeah, so we're just inland from the seaside resort of Anapa, coast of the Black Sea, about 60 miles, roughly 60 kilometres from Crimea. And simple answer, Isabel, is not here, no. Cherries grow like weeds, as does grapevines. Everybody has grapevines. Just growing over carports, that's predominantly what people use their carport for, to grow grapes and make their own wine. We're in a wine region, so all of this stuff just grows for fun. Walnuts, yeah, like weeds. You know, in cherry season, I can walk from here to the village and just eat cherries all the way. They're just growing on the side of the road. I am not joking. Same with walnuts. Yeah, best peaches I've ever eaten in my life. They are just so sweet and so juicy. Prior to that, in the UK, they've always been hard, and I just thought that's how peaches were. You know, they're just hard and a little bit sour. Not really a fan. No. No. When you have, you know, real, natural, organic, unmodified, proper peaches, they are really big, twice the size of anything that I've seen in the UK, and just so juicy. Literally, well, last year, some of you may have noticed me just popping out of the garden and picking one off the tree and eating it. And you see how juicy it is. Yeah, amazing. It's so easy to grow stuff here, really is. Including grass, which He's going to get his first cut soon. And then, unfortunately, maximum I can leave the grass, maximum is 10 days. Realistically, it's 7 days. Any longer than 10 days and the lawnmower won't cut it. I'll have to go over it twice. It grows so quick, it's ridiculous. But it won't be long now. A few weeks and all of these trees will be covered in leaves. It's just, yeah. I've never known anything like it. I'm not a gardener, so I don't really know, but I certainly know the struggles my parents had and my grandparents with the allotments and adding stuff to the ground, trying to get things to grow. Not out here. Just shove a stick in the ground and it turns into a tree. It's amazing. Daniel Michael Lister, I think you might have a bit of a problem, mate. Go and see a shrink about that if I were you. Might be it's a bit like getting your dream analysed, isn't it? Harmony, hello. Oh, did you? Oh, here's another one. Let's get rid of you. I don't know why they bother, but you know, hey, I suppose it makes them feel good, doesn't it? Baratiki. Hello, Plastic. How are you doing? I'm doing very well, thank you. How about the swimming cat? Swimming cat, which one? There were 5. I can't remember which one was swimming or nearly swimming. Ripple has actually taken or turned into a water baby, which is the grey one you saw running around a minute ago. She has got an obsession with sitting in the sink when it's got water in it and trying to drink from the tap, even though there's water available for them everywhere. So I can see her in the swimming pool. Ah, yeah, so it was, yeah, Ripple. Yep, she's, yeah, a water baby, without a doubt. AAD, are you really Russian? You don't sound Russian. Okay. That's surprising. Well, it's not really, not when you know that I'm British, born and bred, living in Russia. So no, I'm not Russian, and that's why I don't sound Russian. No, I'm a Brit. The Egyptian grey one, yeah. Is that what it is? Egyptian, probably is, isn't it? Yeah, I can't remember what the hell it is. Furry thing, runs around meowing at 4:54 this morning. Yeah. Lol, that makes sense. Well, yeah, to be honest, it did make sense, and it still does make sense. It makes a lot of sense to be a Brit out here, without a doubt. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Wake up with a smile every day, especially when I look at the news. But I've promised myself I'm not going to get too political today, because it's really crippled the channel. Last few videos, on not so much videos, because I did post very simple, straightforward videos, but the last few lives gone down a political path, because I think it's sometimes it's important and sometimes it's unavoidable. But unfortunately, what that tends to do with YouTube is destroy it. Obviously, the supporters of the neighbours next door, they come out and report your channel, so that all happens. And yeah, they just try and silence you because, you know, the truth is obviously scary. They don't want the truth out. They just want you to all believe the narrative that they've been spinning you for the last 3 years. So channels like mine that show, you know, just real life Russia and what you mean it's not covered in snow, and there are houses and people. Yeah, they tend to go against the narrative. Isabel, do you miss the UK? Do I miss the UK? I'm going to think a bit hard about that, just because I want to be as accurate as I can. There are aspects to the UK that I miss. That mainly revolves around friends and family. But no, no. Even if I think hard, for us, everything out here is better. So it's difficult to miss something. You know, when I first came in, there was lots of food things that I won't say I missed, but sort of craving for, that you end up eating on a regular basis if you live in the UK. Fish and chips, kebabs, curries, Chinese takeaways, all that kind of thing. You know the score if you live in the UK. And that's not a cultural thing out here. Shawarma is, which is like a kebab wrap kind of thing. But aside from that, it's not a big takeaway society. You can get anything. You can get Uber Eats. You can get all of that sort of stuff. They've got McDonald's. You've got KFC, blah, blah, blah. But it's just not as big a thing. People do a lot more home cooking with, you know, natural ingredients. So I think that was what I missed initially, but my taste buds have changed, definitely. So I used to, in the UK, eat salt and vinegar crisps probably every day. Just part of the staple diet. But now, let's turn you around. I'm sure you're fed up with looking at that fence. There we go. But now, get that going the other way. Yeah, no, the salt and vinegar crisps now. Ooh, yuck. Way too strong. Vinegar out here is well, I found out to my cost. They don't look at it like we do. It's not something you add to food. It's more for descaling something. I actually used it to descale our sink to get some of the hard, like, calcium build up off. It's very good for that. And I bought vinegar without really knowing, because in the UK, you know, there's 2 or 3 types of vinegar, isn't there? Pickling vinegar, malt vinegar. You get the point. Out here, there's lots and lots of different types, and it's all different strengths, which I didn't know. The vinegar I used was, well, it took all the skin off my hands. Literally, my skin was just falling off of my fingers. My fingers went red, where the skin just sort of 3 layers of skin peeled off, and it was so sore, and that was in minutes. You know, it's like acid. So that they have a different attitude towards vinegar out here, and it's, like I say, it's not something you put on your food. So completely different taste, and there's not really any vinegar-based products either. It's very difficult to find something that might have vinegar in it, because it's just used in a different way. So completely different culture when it comes to food, but much better, much better, much healthier, much more healthy. And it's taken a while to get used to that and get away from the fast food kind of mentality. So the foods that I used to miss, I don't really anymore. There's a few things. Marmite, if you're a regular, I miss Marmite. I haven't grown away from that just yet. Miss brown sauce. But that's mainly because I like to have it with a bacon and brie sandwich. We're all different, don't worry about it. What else? I've got a good friend of mine actually that said he's going to get me some of these bits and pieces, so I might not have to miss it for much longer. But no, food wise, the food's just better out here, so no, not a lot I miss. For WRC, nice to see you. He misses fish and chips, and that's about it. And the Marmite, don't forget the Marmite. The only inconvenience of living in Russia is the extra hassle that you have to go through when you want to travel to a Western country. Yeah, I guess. I don't want to go to a Western country. I haven't got any desire. Mainly because everything that I would consider a holiday, i.e. something that you'll leave the country for, I can do in Russia. Whereas in the UK, if you want a nice beach holiday, it ain't in the UK, let's face it. You know, you get lucky for the odd week or so in the year, but it's not a place where you go for a beach holiday. Whereas we live, you know, 15 minutes from a beautiful sandy beach where the dolphins swim around your feet. So yeah, don't miss the beach. 2 weeks ago I was in Sochi with staying with Ven Core, and we were snowboarding and skiing and snowmobiling up in the mountains. So yeah, there's nothing really, there's no reason or want to actually travel outside of Russia. So yeah, I get what you're saying, it's more difficult currently, but no, I'm happy here, thanks. Greetings from the Murmansk region. It's a snowstorm here now. Nelly, hey. Snowstorm. Ugh, yuck. Yeah, I mean, I've got my hoodie on, it's cold. 12 degrees or something. Where in the world are you? Hulk, I am in southern Russia. Yep. Quite often hear things. You can probably hear it as well. Yeah, I'm in southern Russia. Just on the coast of the Black Sea. So have a look on Google Maps for Anapa, A-N-A-P-A, or if you have a look at the thumbnail on this video, on this live stream, I've screenshot the little map and I've put an arrow to us where we are, so you can see where we are. It's daytime for you. Yep, it sure is. It is 20 past 11 in the morning for us. Isabel, wow. Very kind, thank you. Pension news. Only way to get there from the west is via Istanbul. No, it's not. There's lots of other ways, actually. Also through Belgrade, but it's an early flight. Yeah, there are other ways. Everybody says Istanbul because that's kind of, you know, the recognised main route, but there are other options. But I mean, for us, certainly that would be the easiest option. Sochi being the airport that we would probably use, although we did fly into Moscow. But it's easier for us to go Sochi, Istanbul, and then wherever you want to go. Quite fancy going to Dubai on holiday, just to say I've done it. Don't know, not for any, you know, not because I'm thinking, oh, there's something there that I'm missing out on, but just because, you know, lots of people say about Dubai, and yeah, but yeah, I'm very happy and just very content being here. So I haven't really got a wandering lust anymore. I used to have itchy feet all the time. It's probably why I enjoyed going away racing so much all across Europe, because I always wanted to get out somewhere and go and do something. So I don't have that here. I like sort of going out for the day trip, and I enjoyed going down to Sochi a couple of weeks ago to see Ven. But I'm just like really content, so I'm not, it might sound boring, but boring is only boring, I think, when you're not content in your life. Then you don't want to be sitting around because you're just not happy, so you want to be doing something to distract you from your unhappiness. Whereas I could quite easily just sit in a chair for a couple of hours and just watch a bit of news, or, you know, just enjoy the sun when it's out. It's not today. Just really content. So yeah, but that said, I do spend probably between 2 and 4 hours a day. Current affairs, news, global finance, geopolitics, blah blah blah, every day, every single day, and that's really entertaining, I've got to be honest. Seeing the news from the Western media about Russia, from people that have never been to Russia. It's always the way, isn't it? It's always somebody telling you what Russia's like. when they've never been themselves. Yeah. Flora, how the hell did you end up in Russia? Well, journey started, I think it was, did we fly out from Stansted? Can't remember. Might have been Stansted. Flew to Istanbul anyway, and then from Istanbul to Moscow, and then from Moscow we got a train to here. So that's how. No, I'm being pedantic. Came here on holiday in October 2021, and literally fell in love with the country, fell in love with the people. Simple as that. Obviously before the current situation, but that didn't deter us. That, you know, that situation. I'm not going to speak in depth on that because, you know, the channel will just lose connection all of a sudden. It's quite common. But I knew even then what was being reported was lies. So, because we'd been here. So it was like, well, what they're saying about the people being monsters and the country being terrible and backward and all that, we'd seen with our own eyes and knew it was a complete load of rubbish. So, you know, that we weren't deterred by, you know, the headlines. And if you're honest, go back over the last 3 years, what headlines have proven to be true? I'm sure the latest ones are true. Yeah, and the ones before that and the ones before that. None of them have they? They've all been borne out to be a complete load of lies. So, yeah, we weren't deterred by that, and you know, when we came here on holiday, we just fell in love with the place, fell in love with the people, the climate, the food, just everything, just literally everything. You know, it's people say what's better about being in Russia than say in the UK, and I say, well, it's easier if I tell you what's worse, and every time it's the same thing: price of cars. Okay, well, if that's it, doesn't sound like a bad place. Trust me, it's not. D-Blood, never forget 1776. Ta-da! Irvin, hello Chris, glad to see you live again. Thoroughly enjoyed the Sochi videos. Thank you, mate. Hope your knee's healing up okay. Hope you're getting lots of movement in it. Getting some exercise. Pension news from the Emirates, Ethiopia, Morocco, China, Algeria, Kenya, just to name a few countries. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Baratiki. Isabel, sounds like you're living the best life. I'm living my best life. Is it for everyone? I don't think anybody can. I mean, governments do that, don't they? They decide what's best for everyone. I don't. I decide what's best for me and my family. Beyond that, you know, the friends factor into it as well, but obviously, you know, primarily it's family. So, would I tell people to move to Russia? No, it depends on your situation, depends on your thought process. Depends if you're open-minded, depends if you're capable of critical thought. Depends if you've got a brain. If you're somebody that reads the Telegraph, for example, or listens to Bloomberg, you're probably beyond hope. I don't think anyone can save you. But if you're curious, and not in a byway, you must understand. But if you are curious, if you're starting to wake up and realise that what you've been told for the last 3 years, every time comes out that it's lies a few weeks later after you've been told it, and you're starting to go, is this really the case? Is this really true? Then, yeah, have a look. Why not? You know, but people do say, why move to Russia? And I do say, why not? You know, it's the easy answer, isn't it? Why not? Simple answer is, why wouldn't I move to Russia? Based on knowledge. Why I wouldn't would be if I hadn't visited the country, hadn't seen it with my own eyes, and just believed what was printed in the media. If I believe that, oh yeah, I mean, I think, has America still got do not travel to Russia, risk of death? They've still got that warning going on to travellers. I know the UK had something like that as well. Yeah, if that's your mindset, if that's where your knowledge of Russia comes from, then yeah, you probably would question why on earth would anyone go to Russia. But for me, like I say, we came here. It was a no-brainer. 90% of the world does not apply sanctions against Russia. True. Well, 90% of the world is anything other than the US and Europe. That's how it feels anyway. I know Europe and the US think that they are the world, the entire world, all of the world, and all of the other narratives that they spin. But no, funny enough, the world's a big place. What is the topic? I just got here. Jesse. No real topic. Just the question and answers, really. Happy to answer your questions, whatever they are. Anything about a Brit moving to Russia, living in Russia, Russia itself, anything you like. Like I say, and I say in every live stream, you have a golden opportunity right now to speak to somebody from the UK who's living in southern Russia, 60 miles away from Crimea. So, ask a question. What have you got to lose? Flora, oh well, thank you. Glad to hear that you enjoy our country. I do. I absolutely love this place. Genuinely. Shane Diesel, who are you looking at? I'm looking at my lovely fence. Look. Right across the back there, and I'm looking at my new Russian territory there. We've gained 125 square metres across the back of the house. So that's what I keep looking at. Keep looking at the new trees and seeing the odd cat run around. So that's what I'm looking at. No people. You from UK, right? Yes, I am. Shane, how's your wife? Very well, thanks for asking. Very well. I think we're going out for a walk in about half an hour. So it won't be a long stream. So you better get your questions in. Yeah, we're going out for a walk in about half an hour to I can't remember, another village. I might even do some video work from there, but like I said at the beginning of this stream, I'm getting a bit fed up with videos, really. Just, they never were of real interest to me. I just posted a load of videos on my channel just to show people what I was seeing on a daily basis rather than what the newspaper was telling me I should be seeing. But I much prefer this. I much prefer being able to talk to people from wherever you are in the world and answer any questions that you might have about living in Russia. Oh, Shane Diesel, you was with my wife last week. See, that I absolutely guarantee isn't true. But good luck. Nice try. Aren't your relatives mad at you back in the UK because you live in Soviet Russia? Well, I don't live in Soviet Russia because Soviet Russia disappeared in the 90s. I don't know if you're aware. I live in Russia. The Russian Federation is where I live. So I don't live in the past. I live in today. And I live in the real world. Not in the media world that a lot of people live in. And I'm guessing, you're probably one of them. But good luck. I guess one can live good life in UK if income is much above average. Yeah, that's probably very true. Nikolai, that is true. The income in the UK, to have a good life, you need a very high income. And that's just the basic facts, because everything costs money in the UK, and lots of it. You know, energy costs a fortune, the food costs a fortune, petrol costs a fortune, you're taxed to oblivion. So unless you're on benefits, living a very, very, very basic life, or a very, very high earner, you're not going to have a great life in the UK at the moment until things change. And can you see them changing? Don't know. I'm nearly tempted to say not in my lifetime, but we'll see. Shelby, I've never been out of America, but I'm planning my first trip to Russia at the beginning of May. I'm beyond excited. Shelby, you're one of, God, yeah, is it something like 53% of Americans have never left America? Don't know. It's a high number anyway. So you're not alone. And you better, I don't know whereabouts in Russia you're going, but you better be prepared to have your world blown, your mind blown. Yeah. Yeah. Everything you know, if you've never been to Russia, everything you know or everything you've seen about Russia will pretty much be untrue. So be prepared. It's going to mess with your head. Really is. It's going to be very confusing, very disorientating, but wonderful. Once you get past the initial 2 or 3 days of this is not what I was expecting at all, it's 100 times better than I was expecting. Once you get past that, then yeah, you are in yeah, you're in Wonderland. Claude, that's lovely. Thank you. Baratiki, pension news. All the Western countries have flights to Russia, however, with a stopover in one of the countries I mentioned. Yeah. Yep. Can't read Russian. Sorry. Anti-snidge. Racist scum. Are you? Yeah, that's a shame. But at least you admit it. You know, at least you come out and admit that you are racist scum. Shelby, I am sure it will be a very enriching experience for you. Yeah. Andrew, yeah, but do you like Power Rangers? Okay. Shelby, I'm going to Moscow. I'm so ready for my mind to be blown. Oh, Moscow is, yeah, I mean, everybody goes to Moscow, which is, I think, why people like my channel, because it's not Moscow. 2,500 kilometres away from Moscow, or 2,000 kilometres away from Moscow, something like that. Long way, anyway. We're in a part of Russia that you don't normally see, you know. Most people's idea of Russia is snow, cold, Moscow or St. Petersburg. That's pretty much it, but that's not. Russia is far more than that, far more. Like I say, we live in a wine region, so very agricultural. We've got what I call the flatlands, sort of that way, agricultural wise, where they grow anything and everything in the fields, and then in the hills around us are the vineyards. Grapes like to be on hills, so they've got good drainage. They don't like to sit in water, from what I've been told. So yeah, we've got it all surrounding us, and it's a region that most people have no understanding of. So have a look on the map, Google Maps. ANAPA is the nearest resort to us, resort town. But if you have a look at the Krasnodarsky Krai region, it's big place, big place, big, huge place. But Moscow will blow your mind, Shelby. I don't know how long you're going for. I hope it's a month. Andre, hi. Hi, Chris, how are you? I renewed visa, so in April go to Russia again. Oh, fantastic. Awesome. Welcome home. No, good for you. Well done. Sean Wally, what took you there? I'm not going to do the obvious and say plain. What took me here was just coming here on holiday and seeing the truth. You know, well, not seeing, no, because there wasn't any truth or lies beyond that. It was just coming to Russia. It was like going to Spain or anywhere else at the time. It's only the last 3 years that you've had this absolute campaign of hatred against the country and its people that's completely uncalled for, but there you go, my opinion. But yeah, no, we came here just as you would go on holiday anywhere else. The reason we came to Russia is wife had a flat here, so we had a very cheap holiday, plane tickets, that was it. Food here is so cheap, so yeah, it was like 3-week seaside holiday. Why not? That said, I didn't want to come here, didn't want to go to Russia. Not my idea of a holiday. How wrong I was. So yeah, came here, had my world turned completely upside down, and yeah, this is where we live. I love it. I absolutely love it. Like I say, the people are beyond lovely to me. Sorry, I'm just watching one of my cats be an absolute dickhead trying to climb over the fence. You idiot. Come on. Yeah, it's ruined their routine. A bit like chinchillas. Chinchillas run a path based on memory, I've been told. So they memorise the path and then they just run it. They don't actually think. And if you put something in the path that wasn't there the day before, they'll run into it. Because it's like, well, that wasn't there yesterday, so it can't be there. And then they run into it. My cats are the same. The fence wasn't there yesterday, so they keep trying to get over it. And finding out that they can't get over it, which is quite funny. Amusing to me anyway, little things. Black chicken, long live Putin. Russia #1. You won't hear any arguments from me. Clara, how would you describe Russian people? Did you have any problems because you're a foreigner? No, Clara, I didn't. And that's been very humbling. I did an interview the other day, and I was asked that question. And if the interview comes out, then maybe you'll see it. But I struggle with that because it's been very humbling. Coming here with a Western mentality, obviously not through any fault of my own, other than geographically I was born in England, so the mentality there is once the media says you've got to hate something, everybody hates something. I'm not like that. I've always been capable of critical thought, but you still come with those kind of ideals, those kind of attitudes where you think everybody thinks the same, and if Britain is programmed to hate Russians, then Russia is probably programmed to hate Britons. No, not at all. Not at all. And that's been hard at times. And how, despite the absolute evil rhetoric that comes out of Western governments directed at Russia and at Russian people, how warm and friendly and helpful they have been to me. Don't get it. But it's it's a mentality that everybody should have. They will treat me how I treat them, not based on where I was born. Their attitude is, well, what have you done to us? Why would we hate you? And it's lovely. It's very humbling. So Russian people, very private, very helpful if you need their help. Won't poke their nose into your business. And very, very, very genuine and sincere. Very genuine and sincere, and I really want everybody in the West to hear that. They mean what they say and they say what they mean. There is no fake, there is no game playing. They don't do snidey comments behind your back. If they've got something to say, they'll say it to your face. And equally, they won't snipe on about it for weeks at a time. They'll say what they need to say, and that'll be it. Move on. Don't hold grudges or anything like that. It's an adult society, probably the best way to put it. But very, very genuine people, very sincere, and very refreshing. Very refreshing. There's no fakeness here. It's just very straightforward. Shoot from the hip kind of people. JT Rewinding. Hello, my friend. Hi. How are you? That's the thing, though. Why are they sanctioning regular Russian people? Can't even play the games these days. Look, it's always the regular people that suffer with all of this kind of crap. Sanctions, yes, of course, they've had an impact in Russia. Of course they have. I think it's fair to say. But Russia, as always, has adapted and will always adapt. I can just tell these people have been through too much. to just sort of go, oh no, we're beat. It's never going to happen. Never, ever, ever going to happen. These people will never be defeated. Never. It just won't. Their will is too strong. And that's something that we have no clue about in the West. No clue. No clue. You get a few people that puff their chest out down a pub and, oh, I'm going to fight and I'll do this and I'll do that. But the actual culture and the actual what's ingrained into everybody generally is just a bit of there's no sense of togetherness, there's no soul. And people talk about Russian soul, and until you live here for a while you won't get that, but once you do live here you do understand it. It's almost thick, you can cut it with a knife. It's just very much that these people care about their family and their friends, they care about their country, and they have a completely different mindset. You know, everything is possible. They don't defeat themselves in the head at all. You know, whereas in the UK we certainly do. Oh, I can't do that. I can't. There's just doesn't happen out here. Everything is possible. So I don't think anybody will ever defeat these people. It's just not from what I've seen anyway. Trim. Geezer, I've done the fence-ish. Look. I've done all of that. All the way across there. I did this bit yesterday. And then I've just got this little bit on the side to do over there, look. Just there, behind the old bird tree. Call it a bird tree because it looks like a birdhouse, but it's made for cats, really. So I've just got that little bit to do, 8.5 metres. That's all I've got left to do now. So, but thanks. So your wife is Russian. I think that is the answer I was looking for. Good for you. So yeah, sorry, Sean, just asked the question. Yeah, my wife is Russian. Yeah, Russian citizen. We met in the UK. Not the stereotypical. I'm sure everybody hears that. Oh, he met a Russian woman in the UK. She's after his money. She's convinced him to move to Russia. That's the standard answer, isn't it? Couldn't be further from the truth. I met my wife in the UK. She'd living in the UK for a number of years. When I eventually sold my house, we were looking for a house in the UK together to buy a house together. And we just happened to come on holiday to Russia eventually, after me agreeing, after avoiding it. Didn't want to come here, but eventually did. And work was very stressful, and it was my wife that convinced me to give up work, so certainly not somebody that was looking for money. What she actually said to me at the time was, work's going to kill you, effectively, and I'd rather live in a tent and be with you than, be dead. You be dead. So, yeah. So if that was somebody that was after money, they'd have put my work as a priority because I was in a good job. And like I say, there was no intention for us to move to Russia. It was never on the agenda, although my wife has, dreamed of being back in Russia and having a nice house and garden, etc., etc. That's what she's always wanted. But there was no intention when we met, or even while we were living in the UK. It was me that actually drove us to coming to Russia. It was me coming here. And the third week we were here, it was me that did all the pushing. Pushing the wife that I want to buy either a house or I want to buy land and build a house, which is what we ended up doing. But that was all from me. The wife was excited, but she just kept saying to me, honey, are you sure? Is this what you want to do? Are you sure? Again, why don't we, she was doing all of that. So not the stereotypical wife that you hear about, which, is probably more BS than reality anyway. But yeah. Thanks, Clara. How do Russians feel about Americanos? I can only tell you how I've been treated as a Brit, and that is exceptionally well. They hold England in very high regard, most Russians do, which is surprising. But they are capable of separating the government from the people. And I think that's the same with the US as well. So I actually know somebody that lives in Napa, Chase. So yeah, I know a couple of Americans that live in Napa. Ven obviously comes from the US. He lives down in Sochi. Yeah, you don't have a problem here. Ignore what the Western media tells you. Ignore what the travel warnings. Don't travel there, you're going to be killed. It's all bullshit. It's all lies. Jack Reed, XRP. Been saying it for years. 2016. Since 2016, I've been saying it. We're on the, this is early days though. This is the funny thing with XRP. I'm just going to crypto. Sorry, boys and girls. People think they're late to the party now. Nah, I'm 9 years in, and this is still early. This is still early adoption. So over the next 10, 15 years, it's going to melt faces. It really is, because all the groundwork has been done. That's what's been happening with it. All the groundwork has been done. All the tech has been put in place. All the partnerships are in place. More each day. The acquisitions, the company, everything about it. They're the only people that are sitting down at the table with the big boys. It's obvious where it's going. So for me, yeah, it's nice because I can sit there and go, told ya. An Englishman who stuck his into a, immediately turned into a rash. What's a rashist? Is that something that you get when you go and see your mum? Is that rashist? Yeah. Back to school, Sonny. Labadina, do you need much Russian language to get around? No, luckily. Are there any opportunities to work whilst learning Russian or English language work? Thank you. So if you're a native English speaker, then teaching is what most people do. They come here, they do I think it's a TEFL course, like over a weekend or something, to get your teaching credentials. And a native English speaker is very sought after. So there's definitely work, but there's work in all industries out here in Russia. There's next to zero unemployment. As for needing Russian, no, I'm very fortunate. Obviously, my wife is Russian, speaks obviously fluent Russian, as does our daughter. And Google Translate is a fantastic thing, and I've got a very, very good Russian teacher. I'm just a terrible student. So every day we go out, all I do is read signs, all the time. Road signs, shop signs, you name it. If I see a sign somewhere, I'll try and read it. And I'm getting better and better at being able to read a word more quickly. And that sounds like a silly thing, but rather than having to sound out each letter, I'm being able to recognise the sound that letter makes just by reading it. So that's getting more. But like I say, I'm a terrible student, absolutely useless, but my teacher is amazing. But I'm on a bit of a hiatus at the moment. Oksana, I will be back, I promise. Just had a lot going on, the fence and the land grab and, blah, blah, blah. Got a lot going on. And my brain was melted with Russian grammar. It's very difficult. So I needed to just sort of step away from the learning. Because like I say, I'm a terrible student. So, yeah. But, no, and there's so many things to help you now. You can get, which I'm looking into, or I will be looking into, you can get earbuds for translation. So in real time, you can get AI translation. You just wear them and you can hear what Russians are saying and translate into English in real time, which, yeah, technology. I am going to wrap this up in a few minutes, so just bear that in mind, guys. Oh God, let's get rid of you because that'll just get rid of most of the messages. Hmm. Da, 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 da. That's no agenda. I'm sure it will be a very enriching experience for you. Yes, it will be. Power Rangers. I'm going to Moscow. Right, let's try and get back where we were. Sorry, I'm just going through the chat. Bear with. IHSTV, hi there. Hi. It sounds kind of like how things used to be. Two-man army, nailed it. So Russia, to me, based on what I saw on TV, is like 1960s America. You know, where everybody's coming out the front of their house and waving at the neighbour and, you know, just generally being happy and, you know, a more straightforward life where everybody isn't manipulated and controlled, just wants to live their life and enjoy it, do a bit of work and, you know, have a holiday and, yeah, much more straightforward. Steve Trum, Film Productions. Try offering a critique of Putin and his invasions and report back. Steve Trum, Film Productions. God almighty. Now, with that kind of title, I would expect somebody intelligent, but I have learned that a lot of people are intelligent on paper and tend to be thick as pig shit when it comes to the real world. And Steve, with that comment, after 3 years, you're falling into that category, I'm afraid, old kiddie. Go and do some research, proper research, not your mainstream media research, and stop talking bollocks. And in the meantime, go forth and multiply. Gone. Gojo. Hey, my name is Kurt and I'm from America. Cool. Oh, Ivan, sorry, I can't read that. Has anyone told you look like Hank Schrader from Breaking Bad? Yeah, no, I've never heard that. Yes, Trim, many times. Tatiana, look, are you okay? Who, me? Yeah, I'm all good. Good work, mate. Trim does look like him. Da da da. Yeah, there you go, Nikolai. I got to that. Trim, yeah, I know he does, Gojo. I didn't even think about it really until you see. Yeah, great. Oh well, what the hell, mate? That's crazy. You on Insta? Nice lawn, good job. Yeah, it's getting there. I am relaxed. Trim, I am very relaxed. Bye, Trim. Yeah, yeah. Bye, Trim. Can't be doing with idiots. Bro, that's too much. My heart melting. What a love story. She's a real one for you, prioritising your health over everything. She is a real one. That's why she's my wife. God, dear. Glad I deleted that moron. Yeah, let's try and get to some sensible comments. Plastic. I can be a moderator. There are people like Shane Diesel that need to get blocked. I do block them. Yeah, it depends what mood I'm in. Sometimes I rise and just destroy them, and sometimes I block them. But yeah. What did you used to do for work? I used to work in the automotive industry, Isabel. But I don't work anymore. Do you like music? All sorts. No, he doesn't like music. Yeah. Do you have nostalgia for your country? Not really. Not the country that I was born in doesn't exist anymore. Don't hurry up. Oh, okay. All right, sweetheart. Oh, we're on reprieve. We can carry on. Right. Do you have nostalgia for your country? No. Like I say, the country that I was born into doesn't exist anymore. You know, the country that my dad fought for in the war doesn't exist anymore. So I don't have nostalgia for yesteryear because it's just you know, it's pointless. It's not there. What's the point? Hello, Rios. You come to sit with me, have you? My cat. Well, one of the many. Look. Look at his little face. Look. Ah, baby Rios. Yes, Daddy's doing a live stream. Yeah, dear. It's a shame. It's heartbreaking, to be honest. Yeah, seeing what's happened and what's happening, especially like in my own town in the UK, just seeing the state that it's in, drunks everywhere and drug use and crime and the filth on the streets. Just, for a seaside resort supposed to be for tourists, it's just, it is heartbreaking what's happened to it. You know, considering what Eastbourne once was. It's, yeah, that's my hometown, by the way. Yeah, it's shocking, really shocking. Furby, hi, nice to see you. Nostalgia isn't what it used to be. Better raise that Union Jack and fight for your homeland. Not me, old kiddie. I don't think anybody with a brain would fight for their country just because. I mean, you know, people will. They're, you know, the army is full of grunts, cannon fodder, just based on a king and country, and that's the trouble with those people. They're not capable of critical thought. They just, you know. I don't want to diss soldiers from any country because, you know, they've got big balls when they go and do that sort of thing. It takes certain breed of person, but equally, if you're just going on some ideological crusade, king and country, you know, I'd have respect for people that actually have a thought process and have done all of their research, even if they still make a decision that might, you know, I might disagree with. At least they've researched it. But you know, it's like that poor lad a couple of months ago, 2 months ago, 18, came to Ukraine, dead. Came here on a, you know, and that's the media that's done that. And I really mean that. The Western media killed that kid. You know, his parents should have tried harder, shouldn't they? It's very easy in hindsight. I'm sure his dad tells himself every day, I wish I didn't take him to the airport. But when the brainwashing is strong, when the lies are powerful, children die. And that's the problem. And that really is what should happen and won't happen. But all of these evil media corporations that perpetuate the lie and have made up these lies day after day, week after week, are responsible for hundreds of thousands of dead people. And all of those monsters that perpetuate the lie should be in prison. Simple as that, because they are more guilty than any soldier that pulls a trigger, as far as I'm concerned. And there we go. So cute. Oh, thanks, Clara. I'm called many things. Oh, you meant a cat, didn't you? What type of brew do you drink? Not really. Tea's a big thing in Russia. So if you like your tea, you've never seen so many varieties as you have out in here. Aaron is itching for a blocking. For being a patriot. I don't know. I didn't see what comments. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. You don't need a blocking for that. Not yet. What do you mean? What's the point? Buy a pair of balls, stop moaning. We are taking our Christian country back. Sign up or... Oh, okay. Oh, you now. Sam and you should soup up and Nefa. Yeah, 2,000 kilometres apart makes that a little bit challenging. Oh, coward. Why am I a coward? You're not stood in front of me. You tell me, why am I a coward? What? Because I followed through with my convictions, because I came here in October 21, decided I wanted to live here, and because I moved here in May of 2023, in the middle of a conflict, 60 miles away from Crimea. And I'm the coward. I'm the one sitting behind my keyboard, bashing away in my mum's basement. And I'm the coward, yeah? Okay, mate. Good luck with that. Bell end. BMK, BMK. Oh, look at you, Call of Duty boy. Oh, I'm going to get rid of you because I just think you're an idiot. And gone. There he goes. It's very unusual when an American comes to our small town. I've lived in Napa for 20 years. I hope you like it here. Ivan, I'm not American. I'm a UK. I'm a Brit. I'm an Englishman. And I'm just outside of Napa in Gostogoevskaya. And yeah, I was in Napa yesterday actually. So we probably walked past each other. And this morning. What am I talking about? I was there this morning. So regular in Napa. And I love the place. I love this area absolutely wholeheartedly. It broke me seeing what happened on the beach, you know, with the oil. That turned me into tears. I had to sit down and have a little cry. That really broke me. That did. Terrible to see that. So yeah, I love it here. Yeah. He's Nigerian. Down with the monarchy as well. Yeah, it's kind of pointless, isn't it, really? You know, all the narrative spun around the monarchy really is, the tourism. Yeah, well, we ain't got much else left because systemic governments have destroyed our manufacturing base and industry, so it's about all that's left, isn't it? Chloe, you're bro the cat, but how you do like the actor from Breaking Bad. Cheers, thank you. Type of people who have captured the political leadership in most European countries will send you to the front line while their families and themselves sat tucked away with a mountain. Yeah. Very true. There's a lot of keyboard heroes, a lot of people that will talk a good fight. And as I find with the channel, as we find with live streams, there are people that will just come in and just talk rubbish, you know, just absolute crap. Which, yeah, it's everybody's priority or prerogative, isn't it? But I don't see the point. I don't know what they think they achieve in their little world, maybe. Like I say, sat in mum's basement, bashing away at the keyboard until the fingers turn red. I guess they're happy with themselves and they achieve something. But it'd be far better to spend the time actually doing some proper research and understanding what the situation is about and why. Oh, neighbours have got visitor. They brought a dog by the sound of it. That's why the cat sat here, probably. Systemic replacement were more like it, yeah. Well, there we go. Another, I would say fine day today, but it's not. It's grey and it's windy. I was going to go and do some more fence, but it's grey and it's windy, so I ain't. Right, well, if we've caught up with questions, which we have, which is all good, I will bid you adieu. Thank you very much for joining me in the live. Please join my Telegram channel if you've got any questions. If you think of something after this stream, if you genuinely are interested, if you genuinely have a question or questions about life in Russia, from an English perspective anyway, I can give you that. And certainly about my region, but that's all I can give you. If you want to know what St. Petersburg is like, I ain't the guy. I will tell you about stuff I know that I've seen with my own eyes or I know to be true. Aside from that, yeah. And Napa looks like a very cool place to be at. It is. It's lovely. Have a good one. Sayonara. Goodbye. Andre, I'm still driving on a Russian diesel from my previous Peskov visit. Fuel's still the same price. Fuel, I think, I don't look at diesel prices because our car's petrol, but I think it's about 63 or 64 rubles a litre at the moment for 95. About 60, 59, 60 for 92. Don't know what the price of diesel is, but I think it's gone up. In 4 years, it has gone up 10 rubles. Because I've got a picture of fuel when we first came here in October 21 of the fuel costs. So it's gone up about 10 rubles. It's at about 8 pence in 4 years. Don't mind that, do you? Can live with that. Irvin, you're welcome. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were Britain. That's fine. Do you like the climate? Do you get used to it for a long? I love the climate. Don't worry, I get mistaken for being an American nearly all the time. Even in the immigration centre when I was applying for temporary residency, they thought I was an American. Told me I had the wrong police check and I needed an FBI check. Nah. So I get confused for an American all the time. And German as well. It's a worry. Don't know where that comes from. Although my dad did live in Germany. Was married to a German wife. His wife, not a wife. So, yeah. So don't worry about that. No problem. And climate, yes, I am well and truly climatised now, and it's cold. I'm sitting here in a hoodie, and yeah, I don't know, what is it, 12 degrees today? It feels cold to me, whereas when I first came here, I can remember walking around in October, end of October 2021, in shorts and a t-shirt, wandering about and being hot, and all the natives wandering around in coats and scarves and hats, and I was looking at them thinking, what on earth are you doing? And they were looking at me going, what on earth are you doing? Yeah, I'll get it now, because obviously it's warm down here, isn't it? We like it down here in the Napa. So yeah, had a bit of snow lately, haven't we? Well, that's all over now. Spring's arrived. But as I say, for me as a Brit, spring tends to just sort of roll straight into summer. And we had sort of 25 degrees, didn't we, last week? But we've just got a bit of a cold spell at the moment, I think, for a few days. And then it's going to start warming up again. So looking forward to the summer, definitely. But yeah, I am acclimatised to it. As always, if people want, you know, if people have got questions, I'll stay. If I answer all the questions, then yeah, I won't bore you guys anymore. Did you get used to it for a long time? It took me a while, but not too long to get used to the climate. Andre, so it's the same. Yep. You can even buy 100 octane petrol at many gas stations in Russia. Great for the supercars, yeah, and for racing as well. I think there was only like 2 places in the UK you could get 100 or 102, which we used to try and get for the bikes, but it was expensive. Let's all give the videos a thumbs up. Yeah, need help with the algorithm. I'm currently under shadow banning, so not getting any views on the channel, not getting any new subscribers. In fact, subscriber count goes down. This is what happens when you get shadow banned. You know, you're still there, but the videos don't get any traction, they don't get any traffic, because the algorithm bypasses you. So the minute you start talking politics and telling the truth, game over. So yeah, it is what it is. Hence the reason I'll probably just focus on lives, really. I might do the occasional video, but really I'm going to focus on lives. And that said, if anybody wants to see a particular type of video or a particular area or a particular topic, let me know, see what I can do. Andre, geez, you have 100% British English, not a Cockney, but British. Yeah, I mean, my family are Cockneys, so I grew up with Cockney rhyming slang, but I was actually born in Devon, so yeah. But most Brits can do accents because it's a small country and we've got many accents through it. So, yeah, I don't really know what my accent is, to be honest. Yes, hit the like button, folks. Thank you. yeah, yeah. Like I say, I think I'd rather focus on lives and try and do them at different times of the day. Cool. It's right, flying things. I like flying things. Things that fly. Mechanical things that fly. Cool. Nice. I just like looking at them. They interest me. I can't bloody film them. Wish I could. I could do. But there's no way that I would film anything. Anything military. Not a chance. Not for fear. Not fearful of it. But I wouldn't want anything that I filmed to be used by some horrible people from our neighbouring country. So I won't film anything. I see plenty. I see plenty. But I won't be filming it ever. So, yeah. Okay, gotta go. See ya. Cheers, Andre. Thank you. Yes. Right. That's it. We're called up. We're done. Thanks very much, guys. Like I say, please like, share, and subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up button. It helps with the algorithm. You know, if the channel starts gaining subscribers again and videos start gaining account, then perhaps I'll start doing videos again. But until then, I can't really see the point. I'll just do live streams and, you know, answer whatever I can whenever I can. I try and do them at different times of day so I get different people around the world, because I appreciate not everyone's on my time frame. 12:15 here PM. Yeah, that's what I'll focus on, I think, live streams. But like I say, please join my Telegram channel. You can email me if you really want to. Don't like email. But join my Telegram channel. Ask anything. There's a lot of good people in there. So if I can't answer your question, there's somebody in there that can. Yeah, join the Telegram group and ask me anything you want to know about Russia. Thanks for watching. And cheers. Cheers, Irving. I'll put my goggles on to see that. We'll talk again. The plan is in motion still. Love it. You know where I am, mate. Anything you want to know, if I can help you, you know I will. So just ask. Right, thanks, guys. See you in the next one.